So any doubt yesterday's concern to yesterday's class?
No, sir.
Yesterday we have completed the models. Some are waiting because they are not completed assignments. Around 8 to 9 students. Yes. Okay, we'll start now. Joinings are over. So yesterday we completed database model. In that, database models are three types. One is hierarchical, second one is network, third one is relational model. So yesterday we completed hierarchical model, oldest type of model, then network model, right? After that, we have completed relational model. Relational model still we have to continue, right? It is not yet completed. So you need to consult hierarchical and network model. Any doubts? Okay, today we'll start with relational model. The relational model, right? Yesterday I completed some part. That is, in the relational model, if you compare this with the earlier two models, that is hierarchical and network model, this is the advantages because this doesn't have any physical links. In this model, we are not using any physical links. Then how we are maintaining the data? The data are maintained with the help of tables. When you come across a word table, you should remember that table contains rows and columns. Each row information is called as a record or a tuple. And each column heading is called as a field. Already we have learned some terminology also. Record is nothing but a single entry in a table is called as a record, or a row wise information is called a record. It is also called as a tuple. You know, what is a file? Account database. In one way you can say that, as usually I learned that it is a basic unit of storage and all. So one more word you can add for that only, that is, what is file means is a collection of records is called file. Collection of records is called file. Then what is a record? Record is nothing but a collection of fields. Row wise means all the columns are clubbed. That's why it's a, okay. One more way you can say that is a collection of fields is called a record. Then what is a field? Field means a column. What the field? Column contains the data items. A collection of data items is called as a field. Now, how do we know that what is data? Right? Each field contains data items. Right? So this is the theoretical part in relational model. Then one more important one in this order learning is the softwares. Right? The softwares, the popular softwares of relational models are Oracle, Sybase, Ingres, MS SQL Server, etc. These are popular relational database model softwares. So basically, one more point we can add that This relational model was developed by E.F. Codd, a computer scientist, in the year 1970. Right? So this is about the theoretical part of relational model. Any need to consider this? Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, next. Next part, that is related to this, is you have to go with the relational model of database. If you observe here, department is there, professors are there, courses and student. The department is connected to professor. That the professors is connected to course. Courses are connected to student. All the four tables are related. Department, professor, course and student. Isn't it? So this is the diagram of the relational model of a database. Next part, we'll start with who developed the relational model? Can anyone answer?
E.F. Codd.
Yes. Now, what I stated that E.F. Codd was a computer scientist who developed the relational model of database management system based on the relational model. Based on the relational model, right? He invented or developed a relational model for database management system. Then, the relational database was created by E.F. Codd. Codd has proposed 13 rules. He has framed 13 rules, popularly known as Codd's 12 rules. What he has done? He proposed total 13 rules. Popularly we call it as 12 rules because it starts from 0th rule, 0 to 12. It means total 13. That's why he proposed 13 rules, but commonly we call it as Codd's 12 rules to test DBMS concepts against his relational model. To test the concepts of DBMS against the relational model, E.F. Codd has framed total 13 rules, 0 to rule 12. Is it clear this point?
Yes, sir.
Codd's rule actually define what quality a DBMS requires. Here, Codd's rule, what is it saying? These Codd's rules are actually defining the quality of a DBMS requires in order to become a relational database management system. If it is a relational database management system, then what quality it should have? That should be defined by Codd as a rule. Till now, see, this is very important. In the year 1970, he developed a relational model. Then he framed rules. This sentence you can listen carefully. That is, till now, there is hardly any commercial product that follows all the 13 Codd's rules. Oracle, see here, till today, there is no software that satisfies all the 13 rules of Codd. One example is stating that even the name of the software called as Oracle follows only 8.5 out of 13. Practically, we are doing this in the lab. Oracle we are using. That software has satisfied only 8.5 rules out of 13 rules. Is it clear? He proposed 13, but till now the software Oracle has only satisfying 8.5 rules out of 13. Any doubt concerned this paras?
No, sir.
Okay. Then one essay type question you may get based on this is state any 5 rules or state the course rules. To state the course rules means you have to state all the 13 rules 0 to 12. The answer becomes essay type. It is lengthy. That's why they may ask any 5. It means each carries 1 marks. State any 5 EF course rules. For 5 marks they may ask. In view of that 5 marks question, we have to study these rules now one by one. We have total 0 to 12 rules. At least you have to remember 7 to 8 rules, right? So that it is useful for both the sides. All means also you can write, right? Then only 5 means out of 8. If you are thorough, you can mention any 5 and explain them. So we'll start with the rule 0. The rule 0th rule of EF code. What it states? The 0th rule states that for a system to qualify as an RDBMS, a system to qualify as an RDBMS, if you call that particular thing as system as an RDBMS, it must be able to manage database entirely through the relational capabilities. If you are saying that this is an RDBMS means it must be managed by, right, database entirely. Manage the database entirely through the relational model capabilities. Then only you can say that that belongs to RDBMS. It must be able to manage database entirely through the relational capability is the 0th rule. If you want to say that this system is in RDBMS means that should manage the database entirely through the relational capabilities. Then only you can say that this is the 0th rule. This is the first rule given by EF code. Is ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಇದು? Relational capability ಇದ್ದಂತದ್ದು ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು database ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ RDBMS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಬಹುದು. That is qualification ಅದದ್ದು. Qualifies that. Then rule number 1 called as information rule. Rule number 1 is called as information rule. All information is to be represented as stored data in cells of tables. What it states? All the information is to be represented as stored data. It should be stored. Where we are storing that data? Because we are storing the data in table. Table contains rows and columns. The intersection of row and column we are getting that cell. The data will be stored in that cell of the table. The row and columns have to be strictly unordered. Rows and columns should be in unordered. Main thing is the information to be represented as stored data in cells of a tables. This is rule number 1 that we are calling it as information rule. Then rule number 2, guaranteed access. Rule number 2 is guaranteed access, right? This rule states that each unique piece of data that we are calling it as atomic value, a piece of data we are calling it as each and every piece of information we are calling it as atomic value here. Each unique piece of data should be accessed by right, should be accessed by what? How to access the data? Table name plus row and column should be used. Table name plus primary key that comes later. Primary key that we are calling it as a row and plus attribute we are calling it as column. With the help of this, we are accessing a piece of data from the database. Each and every piece of data can be accessed by this method. Table name plus primary, that is a row plus column, or primary key plus attribute. Using this, we can access the data. Then, rule number 3. Systematic treatment. Systematic treatment of null. Systematic treatment of null is the rule number 3. Null has several meanings. This doesn't have a single meaning. Null has different meanings. It can mean missing data. One meaning ಏನು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ? ಡೇಟಾ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿದಿರಬಹುದು. ಏನು ಡೇಟಾ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ null ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾಟ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಬಲ್ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ನೋ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. Data may be missing, null. Not applicable for us, null. That is not giving any value, then also we are calling it as null. Different meanings are there for null. It should be handled consistently. Primary key must not be null, but whatever the ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ in a table, right? Example ತಗೋಣ, student table ಅಂದ್ರೆ student database. First column, register number, name, address 1, address 2, address 3, dash dash dash, then contact number. Clear? This is one table. E table alli the main column we are considering it as primary key. The main column of that table we are calling it as primary key. In this, I'll consider the register number as the primary key. Right? Register number as a primary key. Then, if I consider register number as a primary key, then that column should not be having any empty cells. ಅಲ್ಲಿ null value ಇರಬಾರದು. ಎಲ್ಲ cells ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದಕ್ಕೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. Example, register number ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ನಾನು, register number 100. Then I'm writing name, I'm writing address, but I may leave contact number. That is allowed. But primary key column should not be a null. Adu ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Primary key must not be null. Is it clear? Up to here, any doubts?
No, sir.
Then we'll go for rule number 4. Active online catalog. Active online catalog. Database dictionary. That only we are calling it as a catalog. Database dictionary is a catalog. Must have description of database. In the previous class also we discussed database dictionary. It means related to that database, the terms used in that database should be described. That we are calling it as database dictionary. Example, I took that. Boot the system means starting up of the computer is called as booting. That is a computer term. Like that, in the database, example, it may be primary key. What is primary key? We don't know. That is described there. What is secondary key? What is foreign key? Or what is data model? Right? These are the terms used in database schemas. Right? These terms are described in a database dictionary. That we are calling it as a catalog. That's why database dictionary must have description of database. Once you go through that, you can understand what is there in the database. Okay? When you come across a particular term, you come to know this is the thing. Catalog to be governed by same rule as the rest of the database. The rules are same. Right? All the rules of database are applicable for the database dictionary also. the same query language to be used on catalog as an application database. When there is a catalog means the same language, query language to access the information from the existing database. The same instruction can be used to access the database dictionaries also. It means all the rules are same for database dictionaries. That we are calling it as active online catalog. This is rule number 4. Then rule number 5. Powerful language. Rule number 5 is powerful language. One well-defined language must be there to provide all manners of access to data. This relational database model RDBMS is a powerful language, or a query language is one of the powerful language to access the data from the database. Example, SQL stands for Structured Query Language. SQL is Structured Query Language. If a file supporting table can be accessed by any manner except SQL interface, then it is a violation of this rule. It means if you want to access the data from the database, you should use structured query language only. By using this interface only, you can access the data from the database. If you are avoiding this, then violation of this rule number 5. Rule number 6. View updation rule. View updation rule. All view that are theoretically updatable should be updatable by the system also. All the views that are theoretically updatable, theoretically what you are updating, that should be updatable through practically also, through system also. That is view updation rule. What are the views are there? Theoretically, what we are proving that, what we want to see that. When you give that particular instruction, a particular query, then these are things you are getting. If I say that theoretically, that should happen even with the help of system also. The query should be executed theoretically as well as practically. That we are calling it as view updation rule. By using a query, we are extracting the information even theoretically that is possible in practically also. Even if you use update command, then that view can be theoretically as well as practically. Right? If update can be done. Theory plus practical should be satisfied. That we are calling it as view updation rule. Next, rule number 7. Relational level operation. Relational level operation. There must be insert, delete, update operations at each level of relations. Set operation like union, intersection, and minus should also be supported. Then there is a relational level operation. Ella levels allu kuda ella operations irutte anta. Enen irutte? Insert. Already you learned what is insert. Can anyone? What is the insert operation? Insert means what? Insert andre ಏನ್ರಿ?
Pulling up of
Yes. Can you repeat?
giving an instruction to computer.
Insert. The meaning of insert according to data structure, what you learned? Chapter number 4. ನಾಲ್ಕನೇ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ದಾಗ ಬಂದಂತ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್, ಡಿಲೀಟ್, ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್. ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಆಡಿಂಗ್. ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ರ, ಕ್ಯೂ ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಲಿಂಕ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಲೆಸನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
Inserting a value.
whatever it is, value or element, whatever it is. Inserting means adding, isn't it? Insertion means addition. Inserting an element into an array ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, inserting a particular value or an element into an array is called as insert. It means addition operation. Add ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ. Depends on that structure, you can add the things. The same way, reverse operation is delete. If you don't want particular element in that particular structure, you can remove it. Or if you want to go for updations, if you want to modify that, right? If you want to add some more things, some columns are missing, you can add the columns. That is update. If you want to go for computations, calculations in that database, you can go for update. These operations must be there in each levels of the relation. This is the relation level operation. It means every level must contain all these operations. Then also some operations are there, set operations, union, intersection, minuses. Right? Common things can be extracted here. This is rule number 7. Then rule number 8. Physical data independence. Physical data independence. The physical storage of data should not matter to the system. We are not worrying about where the data is stored. If say some files supporting table were renamed or moved from one disk to another, it should not affect the application. Andre, there is a database, right? Where you have stored actually data, we are not worrying about that. Somewhere it is stored. We know that. Somewhere the data is stored. By using that data, you have developed some application softwares. Once you are using the application software, we are not worrying about where the data is stored. Or even if it is that name of that is modified, we are not worrying. Renamed, we are not worrying. If it is moved from one disk to another disk, then also it should not affect the application. Application remains same. Right? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ. ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿರೋದನ್ನ we are not taking under consideration. You can store anywhere in the system, in any disk. Once the application software is developed, that software will not be affected. This is rule number 8. Then we'll go for rule number 9. Rule number 9. Logical data independence. Logical data independence. If there is change in the logical structure, what it states, if there is any change in the logical structure of the database, the user view of data should not change. See here, if there is a change in the logical structure, table structure is changed, right? Then also the user view of the data should not change. Say, if a table is split into two tables, a new view should give result as the join of the two tables. This rule is most difficult to satisfy. If there is a one table, later on it was divided into two tables, then we want to view the results. When it is possible, by joining that two table only, it is possible to view the results, right? But joining the and viewing the result is difficult comparing to accessing it from a single table. Is it clear? The logical data independence states that if there is any logical structure changed, then the user view of data should not change. Assume one table ella data ide, we are accessing the data. what we need. That table is now divided into two tables. Then also you can access the same information by using two tables. But only thing is extra effort should be put. That is difficult to satisfy. Right? Joining should be done. Both the tables should be joined. That is a difficult task comparing to accessing a single table. Is it clear? Then next, rule number 10. Integrity, independence. Integrity, independence. The database should be able to enforce its own integrity rather than using other programs. Key and check constraints, trigger, etc. should be stored in data dictionary. This also makes RDBMS independent of front end. What it states, we're writing that what we were discussing in the past, that is data dictionary, that should contain, I told that will contain primary key. What is primary key? They are defined. Then what are the conditions to be checked? What are the constraints? What will be the particular action to be done? That is triggering actions. All should be stored in data dictionary. Right? That is called as integrity is independent. Own integrity. RDBMS is maintaining independently with the help of data dictionary. Everything is available in that only, but it is independent. Database should be able to enforce its own integrity rather than using other programs. ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರೋದು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಡೇಟಾಬೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಡಿಕ್ಷನರಿ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇಟಾಬೇಸ್. Using that, you can access it. That we are calling as integrity is independent. This also make our relational database management system independent of front end. If you are using with number of softwares, at least if you are using a two softwares for maintaining or accessing the database, front end and back ends, then this is independent for front end. Data dictionary is supporting RDBMS front end. Then rule number 11, distribution independence. Distribution independence. A database should work properly regardless of its distribution across a network. This lays foundation of distributed database. Database is right, distributed across the network. This foundation of distributed database ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಾನೆ. Example set ಆಗತ್ತೆ ನೋಡೋಣ ಇದನ್ನ. Some informations are stored in one server on the network. Some information related to that subject is stored in some other servers. Correct? The number of servers alle ella data hogide anಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. While accessing particular information, we are not worrying about the servers. We are accessing our data. Right? Servers cooperation alla ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, linking of servers takes place. But ನಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, we are accessing our needed data from regardless of where it is distributed. ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, but I am accessing that. That's why I was saying that this lays foundation of distributed database. I am accessing distributed data. Data is distributed in more than one place, but I am accessing at one place. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾ ನಾನು ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ಕೂತು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. That is the foundation is given by distribution independence rule. And the last rule, rule number 12, non-subversion rule. Non-subversion rule. If low-level access is allowed to a system, it should not be able to subvert or bypass integrity rule to change data. This can be achieved by some sort of encryption or looking. Then the last rule, if low-level access is allowed, the low-level access is allowed to the system, it should not be able to bypass the integrity rule to change the data. Data integrity rule ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ bypass ಮಾಡಬಾರದು. Even though if you are using low-level access to the system, then also you should maintain the integrated rule of the data. It should not change. This is non-subversion rule. That we are calling it as looking also. Some sort of looking anta karitare, achieved by looking or encryption. This is about all 12 rules proposed by EF Code concerned to relational database model. For relational database model, that is relational database management system purpose, he has framed all these 0 to 12 rules. You have to remember at least 7 to 8, which you feel easy for you, right? Some are very easy, 1 line, 2 lines, and easy to write. Also, common things. Such things should be easily remembered by you, and you should go through all at the later stage. Any doubt concerned to this? Any doubt idena? Any doubts?
No, sir.
No doubts.